Monday, May 4th, because tomorrow's Cinco de Mayo. Cinco de Mayo on Taco Tuesday. I told Dennis we should make empanadas. I'm Barbara. We have an empanada recipe. It uses a fathead dough. Fathead dough is made with mozzarella in the dough, and that's what gives it the hold together. I just woke up. I just got up. You know, when you stretch dough, it stretches well. When you don't have flour in it, it doesn't do that. But fathead dough is made with mozzarella. It's a keto bread base. It makes a great pizza crust, and people make cinnamon rolls out of it and things like that. It's really bright out here. It's a bright, beautiful day. So anyway, we make empanadas, and we even have empanada filling in the freezer. Dennis made some delicious empanadas some time ago. And it's Cinco de Mayo tomorrow. That's where I was going with this. The problem is we're probably going to the regular grocery store tomorrow, and we're tired after that. Today is Costco Day. I haven't been to Costco in 2 months. Have no idea how it's going to be, and so we will take a ride. It's a beautiful day. It's about a half an hour, 40-minute ride from our house. We have 3 around us, but they're all about the same driving distance, and this is the one that I think is most likely to be the least crowded. So we shall see. But if there's a big long line outside, we're not gonna go. I mean, nothing that we're getting is urgent. I mean, we have a couple rolls of paper towels, although I understand paper products are still hard to get. Excuse me. I took my Claritin last night. Anyway, we're just gonna stock the pantry a little bit if we decide to go in. If not, then we're just gonna go to a grocery store tomorrow. So my mother-in-law is working on her list, although I doubt it will be very long because she went grocery shopping late last week. So I think she went on Thursday. Those things feel like all-day projects now. It used to be, you know, you run to the store, it takes you an hour to, you know. It's not like that anymore. So, oh, it is a gorgeous day. My neighbor's mowing. I don't know if you can hear that. The birds are singing. So, I did not sleep well. It's partly my own fault. It's partly my normal thing, but I played in a poker tournament after I got home from the in-laws last night, and I made a final table, which is good because I made a little bit of money, a very little bit, because I went out 8th again. I got to stop doing that because first makes a lot of money, 8th doesn't make much. Well, first makes, I think on this tournament, first makes like $300. It's a $5 buy-in tournament. I made $38. 8th is 38. First is 300. Very top heavy. So anyway. But because I started later after I got home from the in-laws and I went long into the tournament, I was playing in the tournament till 12:30. So, and you don't just go to sleep right after you bust out of a tournament in 8th, even if it's a $5 tournament. So then I read a couple short stories, and turned off the light, but it took me a while to fall asleep. And then I didn't sleep very well while I was sleeping, but same old story. Same old story. But it's a beautiful day. We had a good time with the in-laws. My mother-in-law was so glad we were there. Well, and my father-in-law too. Oh, and I won. Yay! Yeah. I won in spades and I made a final table. I'm telling you, I'm on a roll. I should buy some lottery tickets. Anyway. So I'm feeling pretty good. I'm a little headache. I don't know. It could be caffeine headache. I'm finish my coffee, see if I keep my headache. I hope not. I'm trying not to take any over-the-counter drugs. Dennis read an article about a study that was done. Some scientists took some of the coronavirus and like mixed it in a petri dish with primate cells. So it wasn't human cells, and it was in a petri dish, but they were testing all different drugs on it to see how the coronavirus reacted to these different drugs. And it was quite a large number, 100, I think. And then they were doing all kinds of things, including over-the-counter drugs. And one of the things that they determined that was not good to take if you have coronavirus is dextromethorphan, which is the cough medicine that is in over-the-counter cough medicines like Robitussin and Mucinex DM. The DM is dextromethorphan, and it's for when you have a dry cough. When you have an unproductive cough and you know it stops you coughing. If you have a productive cough and you're coughing stuff out of your lungs, you don't want to not cough. But a dry cough is really hard on you, which a lot of people are discovering with coronavirus, and they have a terrible cough. Turns out dextromethorphan, according to these guys, is not a good thing to take. So you can't take ibuprofen. You shouldn't take, apparently, dextromethorphan. It's like you just got to suffer. You got to suffer with all the symptoms because the over-the-counter drugs don't have a good reaction with the coronavirus, and that's too bad. Anyway, if I can figure out where that article is, I'll link it, but I don't have any grand hope. But the more they're learning about this thing, I think the more they're learning they don't know. Which is why it's a little scary to think about opening up. But on the other hand, I don't know. How long do we go? I don't know. Pennsylvania's talking about opening up some counties, not our county, but up north and including my parents' county. I guess I told you this, to Code Yellow. But I haven't figured it doesn't sound like Code Yellow is like that open. I mean, I think some more businesses can open, but bars and restaurants and nail salons and hairdressers and none of those kinds of things are open. So I don't know. Maybe certain categories of store will open. I guess I'm not sure. But it didn't seem like it was very open. Anyway. Not going to be an easy thing to figure out. And then, those of us who are lucky enough to be able to stay home, even if things open up, I don't know how long it'll take for things to get back to an even semblance of normal. I'm starting to, somebody said, oh, you like the length of your hair. It's funny because I'm starting to look more and more like my mother. This is how my mother wears her hair. Short but long and, flat. She doesn't fuss with it. She just, of course, hers is gray and ash blonde. I got my hair from her. But my red is fading. Red is, I have a friend who was a chemist at L'Oreal, and she said that red is an unstable color outside of nature. It's missing a molecule, she said, so that it fades. And you'll notice a lot of things that are red fade really quickly, like my umbrella's faded. Yeah, so red is one of the colors that fades really quickly when you dye your hair. Now the dye Sue's been using has stayed pretty well, but I've been very vigilant about you know, having regular appointments. So it's really starting to fade. But I just feel, I look in the mirror and I see my mother lately. I miss my mother, so I guess that's okay. But, and my mother's a beautiful woman, so I'm not sad to look like my mother in the least. But it's interesting. And my hair being this way is increasing that idea. Anyway, I'm rambling as usual. Today is Costco day. And sit on the deck day after we wash everything down. Maybe we should wipe everything down out here on the deck. With our chlorine wipes. Well, with our chlorine solution and the washcloth I made. Because wipes are precious things. We do have a jar of wipes that we keep it in the car. Since we don't go out very often, it doesn't get used up very much. But in the house we use our chlorine solution because, you know, disposable papery things, no more. We're not using nearly as many paper towels as we used to because we've got some rags for this or that, you know, that kind of stuff. I'm starting to use one Q-tip. I used to use one in each ear, now I just use one. It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing to think about how much stuff you use. I think that's going to be a very good result from this. I mean, that, you know, those kinds of things will be the silver linings of us, you know, over consuming. And when you can't just go buy another one, and you say, oh, these are all the Q-tips I have. All right, let me, you know. Or paper towels are hard to come by, so we'll only use them when we absolutely have to. They last a whole lot longer. And that's not a bad thing. Not a bad thing at all. People are talking about how they're, you know, eating dinner at home with their families. Like, you know, everything is changing. I mean, a lot of people aren't. A lot of people are home alone and stuck alone and don't get to socialize with the people they would normally socialize with. And that's too bad. But for those workaholic people who never saw their families, well, you know what? And the world is discovering you don't have to go into an office to work, and you don't have to fly anywhere to have a meeting. You can just do it over, you know, Skype or Zoom or whatever. Of course, Skype and Zoom are doing great. But, yeah. There could be some changes from this that are not a bad thing, that lessen the effect on the environment of all of us, you know. So, that's good. That's a good thing. But it will be nice to be able to visit with friends and family. That's what I'm looking forward to. So, I hope you're all safe. I hope you have a great Monday and a good week, and everybody's healthy and happy, and you're doing a lot of crafting. I didn't do a lot of crafting yesterday. Not too much. What the heck did I do? I don't know. The days seem to go relatively quickly, and when I think about them, I can't figure out what I did, and I've stopped writing in my little journal, so I can't even go look. I've even stopped writing my weight down. I've been standing on my scale, but I haven't grabbed my book to record it, so. Funny. And I've got all the time in the world. Anyway, stay safe and stay sane.